Hi guys, welcome to the 100% Joy series. You won't believe it, but my producer is forcing me to shoot this episode today. I have tried to wiggle my way out of it, but he insisted that I must shoot. And I can assure you, it probably will come out as one of the best episodes. So, it reminds me a lot about what I want to talk about. So today we're going to be talking about weight loss. This is something that a lot of people have struggled with, and it has become an industry that has grown over the years because people are looking for ways to lose weight. People are looking for, elixirs, pills, teas, non-cosmetic and cosmetic procedures, gyms, new workout regimens, whatever, name it. It's a huge industry out there, the fitness industry and wellness industry, trying to cater to the needs of people when it comes to weight loss. But today we're going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it from a different angle. Now, my story is what I'm going to share today. So I've always thought I was bigger than everybody else. I was fatter than everybody else. But it became a real shock to me when I grew up and became an adult and was still struggling with my weight. That when I looked back and looked at my pictures when I was a young girl, teenager, I found out that I was actually a very slim girl. I was actually a slim girl. So it's shocking that I'd always felt like the fat girl. So I knew that there was something wrong somewhere. It wasn't just about the weight or the fact that I wanted to lose the weight. There was a deeper problem, a more underlying problem when it came to my weight and why I was finding it difficult to lose it. For one, in the past I was losing weight for the wrong reason. Sometimes I'll lose weight because I'm in a relationship and I need to stay slim. Talking about it now, it sounds pathetic, but yeah. Sometimes I lose weight because I have an event coming and I need to fit into a particular dress and just show off to other people that don't even care whether my life is going forward or coming backwards. I just need to show off. So I will drop some weight. I will starve, I will work out, I will do all it takes just to fit into that dress that day. But guess what happens after the event? Probably before the event, I'd have ordered my favorite cheesecake and I'd have, ordered all the takeouts that I want. And the moment that event is over, I'm going to sit down and load myself with every single thing I didn't eat when I was trying to lose weight to get ready for that event, So I was always losing weight for the wrong reason. It was never about me or what was best for me. It was always about outlook, the image I needed to present, the way I needed to look. It was always about other people and other reasons rather than losing weight for myself because it was healthy for me or because, I wanted to get to a point where I was leading a healthy lifestyle. So I was always on this yo-yo weight loss journey. So you see me this month, I'm probably a size 12 or 14. You're going to see me in 3 months, I'm an 18 or 20. And I'm just going back and forth. I'd never known anybody who lost and added weight as fast as I did. But this is me. I got to a point where I was done. I think I was about 117 kg. That was years ago. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I can't even ask myself out. So I decided to start working on my weight. So I was able to work on my weight for a few months and I came down to, I think about 79.5 kg. Well, I was younger then, so it was easy to lose the weight, rapidly. And I got to that point and I enjoyed the spotlight for a while because I think I was still not getting the point about living healthy or adopting a healthy lifestyle. And then I was right back where I started again. And started my yo-yo journey all over again. So it's been off and on for years until I had a health scare a few years ago, and my doctor gave me real, tongue lash about the fact that I was too young to be coming down with a lifestyle disease and all that. And I knew deep down inside of me that I didn't want to have a lifestyle disease because I know what my father went through before he passed, and I had always had it at the back of my mind then that I was going to be very conscious of my health and make sure that I made healthy choices, So when my doctor told me that my cholesterol was tipping on the high, and he needed me to lose weight, and he needed me to change my diet, and he wanted me to come back in 12 weeks, and he needed my cholesterol reading down to 200. I left the hospital that day, and I didn't like how I felt, and I wasn't happy about it. So I made a resolve that I was going to do the right thing. I was going to not only lose the weight, but adopt a healthier lifestyle. So I started researching about eating healthy, living a healthy lifestyle. I started doing a lot of reading on wellness, on fitness, what was the best form of fitness for me and all that. I joined a fitness community. I started working out. Before I knew it, I became a wellness coach, because I started helping other people on their weight loss journey, because I had recorded a lot of success, And by the time I went back to the doctor, he saw that my cholesterol reading had gone down to 179. So he was really impressed, because he didn't expect it to drop so low. And I told him, I said, one of the things I told myself is I was never going to have any lifestyle disease in my lifetime. And I've been able to keep to that right up until this moment. And I intend to keep it, throughout my lifetime, But all that takes a lot of work when it comes to making decisions about what you let into your body and how you live your life every day. Now, I made a lot of progress, but before I knew it, I was right back where I started. It was so bad that most of the clients that worked with me and were able to record successes with their weight loss, I started avoiding them because I didn't want them to see their mentor. I didn't want them to see their mentor, all blown up again. When we come back, I'll let you in on the 2 things I discovered were responsible for my yo-yo weight loss. Don't go away. I'll be right back. So welcome back. We're talking about weight loss, but before we go on, I want you to hit that red button, the subscribe button, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and turn on your notifications, so if I post something new, you'll be the first to see it. And I'd love to hear from you, your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, even your questions. That done, let's get back to it. So 2 things I discovered were responsible for my yo-yo weight loss was 1, discipline. For you to make a permanent and sustainable lifestyle change, you must be disciplined. And for me, discipline is self-care, because it is discipline that will make you stay away from things or not make decisions that won't serve you. It means that if I know that eating junk food or eating processed food is not going to help my body, if I know that what I'm feeding my body is poison and I'm still eating it, it shows that I don't care about myself. But when, no matter how tempting it is, I'm able to say no to it because I know that eating that is not going to help me or serve my body, I'm able to apply that discipline. It means that I care about my body, and that's self-care as far as I'm concerned. So I felt that one of the things I was lacking was the discipline to say no to the things that were not good for me. Yes, most of the time I do it, but I think most of the times when I do it, it's not because I have fully grasped the idea that these things are not good for me, and and understand to what extent they can sabotage my health. But I'm not doing it because I need to achieve a temporary goal. And that is why after I achieve that temporary goal, I go right back to those things and I start consuming them again. It's the reason why I would go to the gym, work out rigorously for the next 3 months, and then the next thing, I don't even want to go near the gym for the next 6 months, because my goal is always temporary. And the reason I am pursuing that goal is not authentic. Now, I discovered that the second reason why I was on a yo-yo weight loss journey, it was because I didn't love myself enough to make the right decisions for myself. Everything starts with how you see yourself. The honest truth is, even if I was a size 10, as long as I didn't love myself or accept myself, it will never be enough for me. I'm always going to feel somebody else has better legs, better eyes, better fingers, better, body shape, better height, but better weight than I do. So it starts with accepting yourself and loving yourself first. Once on the inside you are not accepting who you are, you can't accept who you are on the outside. Because it's in accepting the person on the inside that you begin to love the person on the outside. It is by accepting that person on the inside that you stop being so self-conscious. Is when you start becoming confident of who you are. And that's why you see some people will exude so much confidence. It will make them so attractive. You're looking and you're like, why? How come people are drawn to this person more than they are drawn to me? When you accept yourself, love yourself on the inside, it reflects on the outside because you have high self-esteem and you have confidence. Because you're sure of yourself, you have embraced who you are, and you really don't care what the next person thinks about it. And that is the point where people begin to embrace who you are also. But when every time you constantly think that the next person looks better, the next person has a better shape, the next person has longer hair, the next person has more luscious skin, you're never going to love who you are. And no matter what you do, have a total makeover, get breast implants, get a new bum, have a tummy tuck, you're still not going to feel like you're enough. You're still not going to feel like, you're good enough, or you're attractive enough, or you're beautiful enough. So it starts with accepting ourselves on the inside. And that was the first thing I did. I came to a point where I accepted myself on the inside. I stood in front of my mirror. I looked at myself and I told myself that, Joy, you're beautiful. I looked at the qualities that I had and I said them back to myself. I said all those back to myself, and I, started a new journey. Now, I got to a point where I had to understand that the weight loss was not about how sexy I wanted to look on the outside, which is okay. It's okay to be vain, really. But predominantly, it was about how healthy I wanted to feel in my body. It was about me wanting to take responsibility and take care of the body that I live in, because this is the only one I have. It's about me living a happy and long life. I didn't want to grow old and be sick because of the choices I made when I was younger. I want to be old and still enjoy old age because I made the right choices when it came to what I ate, my diet, my exercise, my sleep, everything that had to do with my life. Because when it comes to weight loss, which I believe is one of the journeys that people embark on when they're trying to make lifestyle changes, it encompasses so much more than just losing weight, or so much more than just exercising. It has to do with your sleep pattern. It has to do with what you eat, what you drink, what you indulge in, how you work out. It has to do with everything, the decisions that you make, what your daily routine is like. Everything has to change for you to be able to make that permanent and intentional lifestyle change. And that was what I now decided to do. But the next thing I did was I needed to start finding out what works for me. Because one of the mistakes we make is that everyone wants to try what every other person is doing. Especially when you go to a fitness community, you see this person who is so toned, so, and you go like, oh, what do you do? And she says, oh, I do 2,000 jumping jacks in the morning, and then I eat only an apple in the afternoon, and in the evening, I run 10 kilometers, and then I sleep at 8 o'clock after drinking a glass of milk, and then you jump on and you start doing the same thing, forgetting that we're all different. Maybe that person's genes, the way he's made up, is naturally athletic. That is why he looks like that. So even if he doesn't put in any effort, he's always going to have those toned muscles anyway. Maybe the person has a different body clock. So it's okay for the person to have an apple at 12 and it's okay, but you probably don't have the same body clock. Or maybe you even have blood sugar issues that will set in motion if you don't eat at a particular time. You have to find out what works for you. Maybe just all you need is cardio. Maybe you need to have breakfast and skip lunch. Maybe you need to eat lunch and dinner. Maybe you need to skip dinner. Maybe you need to go to bed at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Maybe you need to wake up earlier. It depends on what works for you. So you need to find it, and it means that you need to listen to your body. That is how you find what works for you. When we come back, I'm going to talk about what works for me and the progress I've made so far. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've been talking about weight loss. Now, how did I find what works for me? Trust me, it was a long journey, a long and hard journey. Sometimes I register this success when I start a particular eating pattern, and then all of a sudden it feels like I hit a plateau. So whether I'm still keeping up with my workout, when I'm still eating the small meals or just vegetables, I just find out that I'm not going anywhere. It started becoming frustrating. And at a point, I found myself practically asking God to let me know what I need to do. So late last year, the first thing I heard was drink a lot of water. Now, I'm not really a water person, I'm more of a tea person. But when I say tea, I used to have black tea, milk, honey, and ginger. That was tea for me. So you can imagine how many calories I pack on, because I could have it like 5-6 times a day, maybe even 7, because I'll have it with every meal, and I'll have it even intermittently in between meals. So you can imagine the calories I was packing on, aside the food that I was eating. So you can imagine. So I noticed that my efforts were being, I was sabotaging my own efforts, and I wasn't, really seeing as much result as I wanted to. The only time I would see a lot of result is when I starve, when I won't eat all day and probably just have a little protein or a little vegetable. That's when I see myself losing a lot of weight. But I got frustrated and tired because I can't live like that. It's unrealistic, and that's one of the things people need to understand. When you feel that eating those small portions or eating just vegetables, you can't live like that for the rest of your life. There's a reason why we have different food groups, and they all have different roles they play in your life. So the key is moderation and how you combine these foods. That's another thing I learned. I learned food combination, because sometimes when you don't even combine them right, you mess with your system. So it's being able to know what to eat with what and when to eat what and how much of something you should have. Once you understand that and you're able to plan your meals around that, I think you're well on your way to adopting a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. So one of the things I discovered was that intermittent fasting works for me. It means that if I don't eat breakfast, if I skip breakfast and my first meal is lunch, one, I have more energy and I tend to get more work done, and I tend to function better mentally and physically and even emotionally. But once it's getting to my eating time, which is 3 o'clock, I begin, between 2 and 3, but most times it's 3 o'clock. I notice that I start getting cranky because it's time to get food in my system. But trust me, once I get food in my system at that time, my day is done, because I'm going to feel sleepy, I'm going to feel tired, I just want to shut down at that point. The next time I can pick up again is probably in the evening, maybe 6:30 or 7ish. I can get a little work done, and by 8 I'm out again. So I discovered that this is what works for me. So I try to get 2 meals in. Now that's for me. I try to get 2 meals in every day when I started intermittent fasting. So I do my meal at between 2 and 3, and then I do a smaller meal if I'm still up by 8, before I go to bed, probably by 10 or so, because I don't go to bed too early. And that's something else I want to work on, to be able to go to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier. Anyway, so finding intermittent fasting, I noticed that I started seeing results. It wasn't rapid, it wasn't overnight, but I was seeing results, especially in my midsection. I noticed that I was dropping, and I noticed that people were noticing that, people said, telling me, you're losing weight, what are you doing? And then, your skin is glowing, and all that. And I said, well, it's intermittent fasting, and then I'm watching what I eat. So another thing I did was I was watching what I ate after breaking my fast. Now, first I started with vegetables and protein alone. And I did that for months, and I felt that it was okay. But I knew it wasn't okay. I felt I could stay without carbs, but I just knew that it wasn't okay. So I tried to infuse carbs back. And when I did that, I noticed that, I started putting on the weight back. So I put in the carbs and took out oil. Now, again, I'm talking about what works for me. And I noticed that, the weight started coming off again, but it still wasn't, I still didn't think I had, gotten it right together. And then a few months ago, I fell ill. And I was so ill, I couldn't eat for over a week. I didn't even want to see food. All I could take was, even the fruits I loved, I couldn't eat them. All I could eat was pepper soup made with dry fish. And then I would boil basmati rice. And then I'll soak just a little of it in the pepper soup, and that was what I was eating for almost a month. And I noticed that I dropped a lot of weight. Then I didn't like milk anymore. I just couldn't drink milk. So I stuck to having just my green tea, oolong tea, white tea, and the rest of them. I wasn't taking tea with milk anymore. And even after I started eating regularly again, eating every other thing, the fact that I wasn't taking milk with my tea, I noticed that the weight stayed off and I wasn't on that yo-yo journey anymore. So it hit me. I said, could it be that the problem with me was milk? But it wasn't the milk itself that was the problem. It was how I was combining it with food. Every time I ate with a cup of tea, and that tea will have milk, honey, and ginger, like I said. So I was always combining whatever food I was eating with milk. So somehow I was reading about food combination, how you combine food. I think it's Ayurvedic. And I found out that you can't even combine milk with other foods. You have to take it on its own. And honestly, I haven't even felt the need to go back to taking milk. But it was a huge revelation because now I can actually eat my healthy carbs. I can have protein, I can have vegetables, and I still get to keep the weight off. I haven't increased my workout. I still do the same amount of workout. I take walks in the morning with my dog or take longer walks when I'm not with my dog. But at the end of the day, I'm still keeping the weight off. I might not be losing it rapidly, but I'm keeping it off. And I celebrate my little wins. So I'm happy about how far I've come. Goal was to lose 22 kg. I have 16 of that off already. So it means that I just have 6 more kg to go. So I don't mind strolling to the end of that finish line and then move to weight management. Now, another thing I noticed is when you're losing weight, what you do is different from when you're managing your weight. There are things that you must absolutely stay away from when you're losing weight. One of the things I noticed is that having cheat meals when you're actively losing weight isn't a very smart decision. Because I've had times where I fix cheat days and then my cheat Friday turns to cheat weekend, then turns to a cheat week, cheat month, and then a cheat year. It is one of the things that I've had to deal with. So I know for a fact that fixing cheat days when you're losing weight is not a very smart idea. But if you feel the need to indulge, probably because, there's a birthday party and you want to have cake, it's pizza night and you want to join the family, indulge, but in moderation. It's the guilt of feeling you took in cake today and you're like, okay, you know what, I already, sabotaged my weight loss today. Okay, let me just eat all the rubbish today, then tomorrow I'll start again. That is where you start falling off the bandwagon. So try as much as possible to stay away from the things that you're not supposed to take in or the things that will sabotage your weight loss journey. Because remember, you're on a journey, you're trying to achieve something. But once you get to your desired weight and you have moved to weight management and you know that you have been able to build some level of discipline and self-control and you can handle yourself, then you can start introducing, a particular day that you have a particular meal because it is what you want to indulge in. Then again, this is me speaking from my perspective. Another thing I found useful was getting a detox done before starting a weight loss journey. Now, detoxification is the time you give your body to clean itself out. You don't need to do anything special. You just need to hydrate it so that all the organs in your body can clean themselves out. There are different ways people detox. Some people use fruits. Some people just drink water. Some people use the master cleanse. It depends on what you want to use. But whichever way, your body needs time from time to time to clean itself, just like your car. When you drive your car for a while, after a while, you take it in for servicing. Why? Because if you keep driving it without servicing it, it's going to pack up. And the same thing with the body. If you keep using it without giving it time to clean out itself, it is going to pack up. And that is why sometimes when the body needs detoxification, you find out that you start breaking out in acne, maybe having body odor, you start breaking out in rashes, start having unexplainable headaches, you start having issues with bowel movements. You hardly can go to the toilet. Maybe you have constipation. Sometimes you start falling ill, you start coming down with all sorts of illness. because your body needs to clean itself. For women, sometimes your period become irregular or you start having hormonal imbalance. All this points to the fact that your body needs to clean itself. And when I say your body needs to clean itself, it means your filtration organs need to be cleaned. And there are 6 of them. So you have your liver, you have your kidney, you have your lymphatic system, you have your spleen, you have your colon, you have your lungs. They all filter different things that go into your body. And from time to time, you need to give them time to clean themselves. And one of the best times to begin this ritual or begin this practice is when you're about to start a weight loss journey. Once you do a detox and your body cleans itself, it removes all the toxins that are sabotaging your effort to lose weight. Because one of the things that happens when you feed your body with all sorts of things that are harmful to it is the body has a defense mechanism. It begins to build fat around your organs to keep them, to protect them from all the harmful or toxic waste that is running around your body. And at the same time, it becomes difficult for you to lose this fat because they are acting as shields for your organs. So when you detoxify and get all these impurities out of your body and toxins out of your body, naturally the fat begins to come off also because it's not needed anymore. Now, during a detox, you lose a lot of weight. But please do not be deceived. That is not weight loss, because a lot of people use it as a quick fix for weight loss. And when I have clients, I always tell them, what I'm about to do for you is not going to make you lose weight. It is a preamble to weight loss. You're just cleaning out your body. What you're losing is predominantly body water. By the time you go back to food, you will add this weight back in less than a month. But if you stay with the program and then move on to create healthier lifestyle and start your weight loss journey, then you're going to consistently see results. Because one of the things that happen when you finish a detox is it changes the way your palate feels food. So you begin to crave healthier food. You begin to sleep better. You have more mental clarity. Your cells are rejuvenated, so your skin glows. People begin to tell you that you look younger. You have more energy. If you're someone that has pains in your knees, by the time you're done with it, you find out that you don't feel pain in your knees anymore, or back pain. Some of them are because you have toxins deposited in these places. You find out that you don't feel any pain anymore. At the end of the day, everything I've said takes you making one decision. It's all up to you. If you want to live a healthier life, or if you want to stay in the circle you're in and just keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or somebody must die or something. I hear that every day. So it's all up to you. Do you want to lead a healthier life? Do you want to age gracefully? Do you want to stay out of hospital? Or you want to live with lifestyle diseases that you have to be dependent on drugs for the rest of your life? It's all up to you. At the end of the day, whatever you eat is either poison or medicine. It depends on what you choose to put in your system. And by the time you put these things in your system, they either will sabotage your body or nourish your body. When you make that decision, the journey begins. But trust me, it's not a 3 months journey. It's a lifelong journey. It's something you have to commit to and stay with for the rest of your life. And that is why it's important to start with baby steps. Don't rush into it. Don't rush into a gym and go and start carrying 25 kg that you're trying to lose weight. No. Take baby steps. If today you're able to do a 20-minute walk, it is fine. If you can start with 20 minutes walks 3 times a week, start from there. Before you know, you keep building momentum. And before you know it, you're taking 5-kilometer walks. With the food, don't just move from eating, a particular quantity to eating 1/10 of that quantity. You're starving yourself, and one day you're going to fall off the bandwagon and you want to go right back to where. Start it gradually. Let it be a gradual process. Keep taking something out today, take something out tomorrow. Let it be a gradual process. Don't just come to a halt at once, because it took you time to build those habits. It's going to take you time to get off those habits, but it takes consistency and commitment. Stick to repetitive actions rather than just taking brash actions and then the next thing you lose interest and you fall off the bandwagon. So these are my tips for weight loss. I've told you my journey, what I've been through, how I got to where I am, and how I'm committed to going to where I am going. I sometimes on social media, I see people who inspire me, with their weight loss journey. But I know that my journey cannot be like theirs, and I'm not trying to make it like theirs. Now find yours and stick to it. All you need to do is listen to your body. That's the trick. Your body will tell you what it needs, how it functions, and what it needs you to do. Now, your body will tell you what you need to do, what it needs, and how you need to take care of it. All you need to do is be present and listen. And if you're someone who always wants to take a cue from other people and do what they are doing, and you haven't realized any results yet, it's time for you to stop and start looking at what you need to do for it to happen. And if your decision to lose weight is about somebody else, something else other than you and how you want to feel about yourself, then it's time for you to sit down again and figure out what is important. With that said, I've come to the end of this episode. And for those of you who have losing weight as one of your goals for 2023, I wish you all the best, and I hope that you can find what works for you. Please look out for my book, Losing Weight the Lazy Way. It's on Amazon and Seller.co, and maybe you can find something there that will be helpful. Until the next episode, stay healthy. Bye-bye.